Hi everybody, and welcome to a professional development workshop on reading assessment methods designed for teachers of 2nd to 5th graders. As some of you may already know, my name is Tim Alford, and I'm an elementary level librarian here in the school district. The objective of this workshop is to familiarize all of you, the classroom teachers, with a variety of methods to assess each student's reading comprehension level. Over the next hour, we'll discuss the traditional method of assessment, as well as a few other options that you may find to be a better fit for your classroom. As educators at the elementary level, our students are at an incredibly formative age, and many are just settling into reading. We must remember that not all of our students will be at the same reading level, especially those in the younger grades. It's so important that we assess each student's reading comprehension on an individual basis so that we can know which ones might need more attention. During this workshop, we'll talk about the 3 types of assessment known as diagnostic, summative, and formative assessments. Feel free to spend the next 4 minutes talking amongst your small groups about what you already know about these different types of assessment. Traditionally, the most common type of assessment used in classrooms is known as summative assessment. This is a comprehensive way to gauge what a student has learned throughout the course of a lesson or an entire unit. An example of summative assessment would be a midterm exam or a final exam, which test what the student has learned throughout the semester. It is usually graded, leading to a sense of higher stakes for a student. This may lead to an unnecessary feeling of stress for students who do not perform well under pressure. Talk for the next 4 minutes within your groups about what types of summative assessment you might use in your own classroom. Diagnostic assessment is the practice of testing a student on what they know about a topic before formally getting into the lesson. This helps to shape the lesson before it begins by giving the teacher an idea of what areas need more focus and which ones can be glossed over. An example of diagnostic assessment in terms of reading comprehension is pre-testing a student for vocabulary usage and oral fluency. Talk within your groups about the pros and cons of using diagnostic assessment in the classroom. Diagnostic assessment is sometimes seen as a type of formative assessment, in that they're both based on what the student already knows. However, formative assessment allows the teacher to shape and evolve a lesson as it goes along, and not just at the beginning. A perfect example is an ungraded reading quiz based on the previous night's reading assignment. By looking at each student's answers, a teacher will get an idea of what aspects of reading comprehension need more focus, such as familiarizing students with new vocabulary or understanding tricky plot points. Among your groups, brainstorm some ideas of formative assessments that you can use in the classroom. At this point, I think I've made it clear that my preferred method of assessment is formative. However, you might not agree, and that's okay. I want you to spend the next 15 minutes working with your small groups to develop an example of an exit ticket that you might use in your own classroom based on your preferred method of assessment. I'll be walking around to answer any questions you might have. Okay, hopefully this activity helped you all understand the basics of these three forms of assessment. I definitely saw some good examples as I was walking around. We'll spend the next 15 minutes by having each team present the exit ticket they developed to the rest of the group. If we have time afterward, we'll open up the floor for any questions or comments people might have. Thank you for coming to the workshop today. I hope you learned something valuable about using assessment to gauge students' reading comprehension level in the classroom. Please take these last 5 minutes to fill out the evaluation form I'm passing around now. Be honest, your feedback will help the workshop to grow and evolve to better fit the need of future audiences. Once complete, feel free to leave the library or to stick around to chat further about different types of assessment. I'd love to hear from you. All materials from today's workshop will also be made available on the district website later today. Thank you.